What's up, everybody? Welcome into this edition of From the 50 live from the St. Louis, Missouri studios here for week number 14. You got me, TJ Weber. You got Big Web to my left. You got Nick Tolley behind the ones and twos. And both on the road today, we have the wonderful Zach Zook, and we have Nick Yale from Reno. Gentlemen, how we doing today? How's it going?
Did you say 14th?
Well.
Week 14?
Week 14.
Oh, my.
Week 14.
I typed 13
my,
into everything
oh
today, and I
my.
was like, I don't think that's right. I think we're actually at 14. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, and then the other thing that happens is week 17 is usually a bunch of bullshit.
I know.
So here we are, man. We're right up against it.
This is the week because this is where a lot of the fantasy playoffs start today. So you got your fantasy questions. I'm sure you want to ask us experts around here, so make sure you text those in to Facebook. Let us know who you think you should play. I've made some interesting decisions today. We'll hear what the boys think later on in the show. So
I got some dilemmas to run by you guys later.
all right. Is it something that is like, like what are you looking at? Like, give us a little tease, Zook.
Okay, here's the tease. I had Myles Gaskin at RB2.
Ooh. Okay. Yeah, that's tough.
There's a lot of
And
stuff.
he's on COVID, right?
Yeah, he's on COVID. He literally got put on it yesterday.
Damn.
I found out. I just opened my ESPN app just to like look and make sure my lineup was good and everything. I just all of a sudden see he's got the O next to his name, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So then I hop on Twitter. He's like the third trend, at least for me. I think Twitter caters it to whatever
Yeah, probably.
you like. But it was the third trend for me, Myles Gaskin. So I click on it and everybody's just freaking out.
God.
That has a lot of implications.
He's on COVID, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Going into the week, though, I'm sitting there going, okay, I like Miami here. Kansas City hasn't been covering too much. I like Miami here. And I like the over in that football game. All of a sudden, look out. Gaskin's out. That kind of fucks with everything.
That's what
The
happens all
Dolphins
the
are down
time.
to 3 running backs today. Their top 3 are out, so they're down to 4 through 6.
I know they called me. But
Well, and one of them is
couldn't get on a
one of
plane.
them's Laird, who's really a fullback.
Yeah. I mean, without the running game, they're starting Tua, I'm guessing, again. So you still have a decent offense, but then now you have Kansas City coming to town, minus 7.5. That seems pretty low
Yeah,
without any running backs.
I mean, now they got to throw the ball, and so it's you won't be able to keep that clock moving at all. And then Kansas City, they just won't be able to keep up with KC.
And they makes them one-dimensional, so KC knows what they're doing on every play.
The line actually moved from 7.5 down to 7, though. So take away
Really?
the hook there. Yeah,
Holy crap. It went back
Yeah.
to 7?
That's odd.
yeah.
Doesn't make any
7
sense.
right now.
Okay, what do the Sharps know, Nick? What's going on in Reno that we don't know
tell
about?
us, Nick. Tell us.
I'm not going to share my secrets to you guys.
That's the reason he's at he's second place right now. So
all I said was fade TJ. That's your best advice.
at this point, honestly, it's a genius move to fade me. I mean, I couldn't be any colder.
It's all you have to do.
I mean,
Fade TJ, you win money.
and guess what? I feel bad for all those Illinois people out there yesterday. I made a guarantee that they would kick Mizzou's ass, and Mizzou beat them. So literally, it doesn't matter.
You
I
did
mean,
say
Oh,
by
Nick,
a million.
nice. I should have worn my Mizzou stuff.
so.
Fuck yeah, you kick their ass.
On that same subject, real quick, Hessler did ask this morning, what's TJ's best bet?
Honestly, that's a genius move. Like, I can't blame the guy. And honestly, I think I'm the most valuable person on the show right now because you fade me
You're
and
like-
you win.
Everybody's waiting for your
Everybody's
picks.
waiting for my picks. Like,
You're as valuable as Trent was during the MLB
Oh, it's
playoffs.
bad.
When he was going, it was just fade. The 0-17 streak. I mean, everyone in the morning would be just. The phones would be buzzing. The DMs would be flowing. What's the pick today? What's the pick today? What's the pick today?
yeah.
So we can bet against it.
It's so bad on Book It. Nick tags me, and everybody likes because everybody's watching my record. Right now, my record is 32-55 on Book It. So you got a long way to go to climb back. We will be back, but again, I think I'm one of the most valuable people on the show right now because I'm so ice cold that you can be red hot if you fade me.
Okay, real quick. Zook and Nick, first, just on your own guess here. Yes or no, will TJ get to 500 by the end of college basketball?
500
On
end
Book It?
on Book
No,
It or
on Book
on
It,
our
on Book It.
Okay.
No.
No. I don't think that's any fault of his own,
No,
though.
no.
To make up 25 games.
Yeah, that's hard. That's
Well,
hard to do.
you are throwing out
You're
about
at-
5 picks a week, don't you?
Well, no, I did 11
Still, though,
today.
like, I mean,
11?
you gotta.
I did 11 plays today for them.
Okay, Big Web, if the question is, will TJ's record be closer to 500? I'll give him that. I think he's going to get on a heater.
Oh, he'll
eventually.
He'll get.
Yeah,
in a-
you'll definitely get there. You'll go on a nice little streak of like a 15-2 or
He'll
something.
get an
like that.
NFL
And you-
playoff role.
Still
I'm
gotta make
super
up 10
streaky.
games.
I'm super streaky. Like last year, I was on fire. I won our pick'em. I didn't win the panel picks, but I won our pick'em. And you find either I'm either ice cold or red hot. I don't have any kind of wishy washy back and forth. It's one or the other. So the hot streak's coming. I mean, I might go 11-0, and the sad part is I'm still going to be super far down, even if I go 11-0 today. That's how far down I am on Book It right now. So, want my record to be back.
You're in the hole.
Honestly,
You're
Nick,
in the
I'm not
hole.
even I don't even care about money. I want to, it's for pride.
Yeah,
I want
oh,
to get
pride,
back.
all-
You
all
know
the
what I mean?
way.
Yeah.
all the way. It's just you just want your pride to be there because
That's the
when
most important
when you're
thing.
winning, you can brag and say how great you are, and when you're losing, all you can do is sulk in the corner.
And you just eat it. That's all I got to do is just eat it. I can't even talk shit anymore because
It's
each
not
week,
even fun to talk shit because, like, when you lose every week, it's just like it just gets old. I feel like.
Yeah. What do they call it? Unprotected receiver, the football line or whatever.
I thought you were gonna say unprotected sex. I don't know where you're going with that.
No. What is it? They say when a receiver's like, what's the word? When he doesn't know it's coming, he gets wrecked by a
defenseless
defenseless
receiver.
receiver. That's what it was. Defenseless receiver. So anyway, get involved. Let me know. You got to hang around if you want the bad picks. So hang around here, and you get my hot take, terrible
probably-
picks that you can fade later on.
You probably did get drilled in the head. I mean, your picks have been so bad. You're rattled. You need to go through concussion protocol.
I will say this for the listeners, please, ladies and gentlemen. This is will be the last week that we're not going to charge for TJ's picks.
Yeah.
So just get them free
Yes.
this week.
Yeah.
But next week there's going to be
Honestly,
some
I
charge.
could start a business doing this stuff. I could start selling bad picks.
We just need a Patreon
We could
of
do
your
it.
picks.
Yeah, literally.
Like I'm sitting here
Debate.
thinking, like I'm thinking glass half full. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there going, all right, I could be the worst picker in America right now, but I could be like, hey, $29.99. I'm the worst picker in America right now. Call on up. Let's have some talk. Let's talk some picks. I can make that a business.
You
It's-
can't, you
I
can't make
feel
a
like
business at 4-3.
TJ's picks,
I,
like TJ's picks, while they've been bad, he is just getting it from all angles today.
everywhere. Everywhere. Well, here's the thing too. You know me. I don't like to make excuses. I take everything and make sure that I understand that it's my fault. But when you have Joe Burrow get hurt one week and Ryan Finley has to win you the game, when you have
That's a
Aaron
tough
Rodgers
one.
give up a 14-point lead in the second half when there's 2 fumbles in the last 10 minutes.
Very tough
Sorry,
one.
that's my fault. So let's just remember some of these losses how they went about. So
I just hear a whole lot of excuses. That's all I hear.
I'm just letting you know.
And also, the parlay gods, help me out here. If you're going to take a parlay from me, take 5 out of 6 games away. Don't have one loss all the time.
Yeah.
One loss, one loss, one loss.
It's always one. It's always one. I tell you what, we wouldn't be here today without our sponsors. K. Roberts Remax Gold, 314-409-4113, the best real estate agent in the St. Louis area and everywhere. I'm telling you, I have not met one other person that is as nice as Kay is, as knowledgeable as she is on what to do when you're selling a house, when you're buying your house. And, something I feel like a lot of real estate agents don't do is after, what are you doing?
Yeah, she is.
After the I didn't know what you were doing. After the the sale is over, she follows up. She makes sure you're happy with your home purchase. So once the deal's done, she's not done trying to stay with you and make sure that you're happy with the decision you made to buy or sell your home. So that's K. Roberts Remax Gold, the K. Roberts team, 314-409-4113, online at STLHomes, the number 4, YOU.com. Sarah Barron, Family Finance Mortgage, another awesome sponsor on the show, and somebody that's was always helping us through our entire process of buying our home back in November of 2019. 314-537-1282. She's always letting us know when the rates are down to hopefully refinance our home. Again, Sarah Barron, Family Finance Mortgage, 314-537-1282, online at familyfinancemortgage.com. And last but certainly not least, the sponsor of our Locks of the Week. We call it the Ace of the Week. It's Aces Wild in Columbia, Illinois. Alex Schlemmer and them have an awesome place over there. They have, I think, 5 or 6 machines?
5 machines.
It's 5 machines. And they have Lobster Mania. They have all these awesome games with the slots. They have ice cold beer. And they got all the great games over there going on. They have big screens ready to go. I mean, it's honestly, too, it's in Illinois. So you go over there, you can do some live betting. You can hang out with the boys, have a cold beer. And, he doubled the size of his place in the last year. It's actually a really nice spot in Columbia, Illinois. So if you're in the South County area, if you're in the St. Louis area, drive on over there. It's a short 15-minute drive from downtown Columbia, Illinois. Go over there right now and check out Aces Wild and tell Alex Schlemmer that the boys from the 50 sent you over there. All right, boys, headlines for the NFL. So COVID this week, a little bit less than what we've seen in the past. It seems like people are getting healthier, I feel like. What are some things that you guys have seen as far as COVID? I feel like it's, moving in the right direction, I'd say. They're kind of figuring things out, and seems like everybody's ready to play football.
Yeah, well, besides the key, situation like down in Miami with the running back, I mean, I don't know. I think the league's been very lucky so far. I mean, they've done a good job keeping everything going, like we've said before on the show. But I expect the whole thing still to blow up. I mean, we got the shot coming now. It's what do you call it?
Vaccine.
You got the vaccine coming, and that's
the shot
The old shot coming.
Well, not a Zook shot, a medical
The
shot.
old shot's going to come and save mankind.
It is. But anyway, no, we got that going on, which shows us all some light at the end of the tunnel. And the NFL just needs to hang on, do what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's to a point where we're getting through it. And honestly, I was sitting there back in when was it really bad? Week 4 or 5 when we had the first big outbreaks. And I was sitting there going, I don't know if they're going to finish the season. I don't know if they're going to finish the regular season. But it seems like they're getting to a point where, they're figuring it out and getting through it. So it's good to still see NFL football going on and obviously up to week 14. Okay, so going into week 14, you got, some of those teams that are still fighting for playoff spots, still trying to get a couple more wins to maybe, either solidify themselves in the playoffs, or you got some other teams like the Jacksonville Jaguars who you might keep an eye on, especially if you're a betting man out there watching the lines. Does Jacksonville really want to win right now? Do they really want to try when they're that close to a number 1 pick? Do the Jets also want to try to win? So you got to kind of watch those teams. Nick, you're kind of out there in Reno. You see these lines all the time. Have you guys talked at all about, some of these teams? I don't want to say it, but, maybe tanking a little bit just to, tank for Trevor, as they like to say.
Yeah, the only one I see that team that has really done that has been the New York Jets against the Patriots when they were leading by 2 touchdowns, blow it in the second half on a last-minute field goal. And then last week against the Raiders. I just don't see how in your right mind you make that play. And to me, it is a little bit. They do want to make sure that they are sitting atop the board at that 1 seed for Trevor Lawrence. I know there's interest from other teams, Jacksonville Jaguars being the one closest to them that are probably going to be in the number 2 slot because they have quarterback issues down there in Jacksonville. Looks like probably going to be moving on from Gardner Minshew unless they have some rapid change of course here over the end of the season. But as far as tanking goes, the Jets just seem like the only team that would really do that. Again, a lot of these teams aren't really tanking is always seems like a stupid conversation to have because no team should actually be out there tanking. I think we went over this last week. There's nothing really to lose. This Jets coaching staff is going to get fired anyways. Right. So unless it's direct from the management, the management would be the only ones that would really care in this situation. The players themselves, I think, don't really give a shit. They just want to play because they're getting paid to go out there. So if you're on a team like New York, who is winless so far this season, you're out there playing for a paycheck. You don't really care if you win or lose. Your team sucks, but you just want to get paid and move on to the next season. So as far as tanking goes, that's hard to say. But again, a little bit questionable move last week, doing an all-out blitz when you have Henry Ruggs going up against a undrafted free agent rookie corner. Like that to me just doesn't make sense.
Heat.
It doesn't make sense at all to me, and don't know why Greg Williams did that, and Adam Gase should have overstepped his bounds to say no, we're not doing that.
The Jaguars were in the game. I mean, they heard from the sideline maybe that the Jags might go out there and win a game. So let's do an all-out blitz.
The Jags too were a team that they knew Jacksonville had a chance to win. So if they're going to win and Jets are going to win, the Jets are still the top seed out there. Now, maybe they heard the Jags were losing because the Jags tied it up with a 2-point conversion late in the game. And then Minnesota wins the coin flip, goes down and kicks field goal their first drive. So the Jags, even if they had, it wouldn't make sense, what I'm saying, for New York to throw that game in the position that the Jags were at, because the Jets game ended before the Jags game ended. So I wouldn't think there was any calls being made.
No, I'm just
from
saying, like,
Minnesota.
are they really that bad? Are they really that bad that they would do an all-out blitz? There's
are.
one route that you're going to run. There's one route. There's 7 seconds, 10 seconds left in the game, whatever it was.
Put it this way, too, though. If we look at the Dallas game on Monday night and we look at the Arizona game with DeAndre Hopkins, if you have a wide receiver like Henry Ruggs, like CeeDee Lamb, like DeAndre Hopkins, even in triple coverage, those guys can go up and get the ball. DeAndre did it. CeeDee basically did it, but he just dropped it. He had 2 hands on it above the receiver. So if you have a receiver like Henry Ruggs, first receiver taken in the draft, even if you play that prevent defense, there's still a good chance that Henry Ruggs can get up and get that ball. So I think that's what the mindset was behind rushing Derek Carr, and he just stepped up and made the throw, which I don't think they expected him to be able to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not saying it was all that. It's a weird call.
Sure, it's fun to do conspiracy theories, though. We like to think that, yeah, they threw the game.
Well, I'm not saying they threw the game. I'm just saying, like, why? You know what they're going to do. And a lot of times in football and any sport, when you're coaching, you don't know what the other team's going to do. That's the whole fun of trying to figure out the game plan. When you literally know what the guy's going to throw, it makes no sense to rush 8. It makes 0 sense to me. I don't know.
Right. No. We talked about that on the midweek. That was a goofy situation. But one question I got towards the end of the year here, so let's say you're playing for a team like the Jets or the Jaguars. You're a kid. You're trying to get a next contract. You're out there, you're going to bust your ass whether the coach is going to be gone or not. There's game film that these other teams are going to be going off of to see what you're all about. And your team hasn't done anything all year, but I would keep playing if you don't have a contract. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Big Web, you ever seen the movie Moneyball?
Moneyball. No.
With Brad Pitt.
It's the baseball movie with Brad Pitt and the Oakland A's, and they're trying to get the manager.
I fell asleep in the middle of it. Yeah, I know.
They're trying to get the manager to play the team the way it was designed, and he's like, "This is going to be a disaster." So I think there's at one point in the movie, he's like, "I'm going to play the team in a way that I can explain to interviews next off season." That's how a lot of these players and coaches are right now. They're just playing for the next job because they know they're all going to get shit canned here in a second.
And also, like, it's got to be a pride thing, right? To be a New York Jet and say that you did not go 0-16, like at least you won one.
You don't want to be a part
game.
of that club.
Like,
yeah, nobody.
They're going to play
Right.
harder and harder as the weeks go on.
And if you're Sam Darnold, you're going to that's a premier job he's going for somewhere else.
Mm-hmm. No, and he's a hot ticket for like somebody that needs either a bridge gap quarterback, or if they really believe he still is a first round type of guy where he has that talent, maybe he will work in another system. We talked about it. You put a top quarterback with the Jets right now. I mean, what does that turn into? Probably they'll be a little bit better. Like, I don't know. You let's just randomly say Patrick Mahomes is on the Jets. Will they be better? 100%. But he still won't be who Patrick Mahomes is now because he's got nothing around him. Right. So, I don't know. Interesting. Yeah, go ahead, Nick.
No, I was going to say the Jets have Seattle, Los Angeles, Cleveland, and New England to finish off the season. So, not looking great. Not looking great.
That's tough.
Honestly, the way this year's going, though, don't you expect them to win one of those games? Like,
yeah, beat the Rams.
I feel like they're going to beat either the
Red-Hot
Browns.
Rams.
They're going to win today.
LA.
They're going to today.
Win out right today. What is it? A 14.5 point spread?
14.5
now?
points spread.
It was 15.
I
this
really
morning.
did. I thought that the Raiders were their game. Even before that game was played, I felt like they were going to have a shot.
Yeah.
That was their game, yes.
Tolly, what's the money line there against Seattle?
Let's take a look here. Let's see if Tolly has it first. You can go follow us at From the 50 everywhere while you're tuning in here on Facebook or Twitter.
I was going to say plus 600 or something.
Plus 700.
On DraftKings,
Jets are
it's
plus 700. Seattle's minus 1,000.
Wowee.
Minus 1,000.
I heard there's some players back
and
for
that
Seattle.
lines up to 15 now too. 15 points.
16. It just jumped. Oh, you can find it
on
some places
DraftKings?
at 16. Some
Holy
places
crap.
have 16.
All right.
It's a lot of
Well,
points.
I don't
We go
know.
off DraftKings though in this household.
This type of year, though, I mean, you take like all the big time spreads and like put $1 on each money line and see what happens. That's the type of year we're having. See if it hits.
There was this guy yesterday. He did a college football bet, 10 cents
It was
to
basketball.
win. Was the basketball one?
Yeah.
Yeah, odds were over $1 million and it hit.
Oh my God.
10 cents and won over $1,000.
10 cents.
He only 2 of the games were against the spread. Everything else was money line.
What was it, like a 12 teamer?
10, I think. 8 to 10.
10
Yeah, it
cents.
was 10 teamer.
10 cents.
I mean, imagine winning 9 of those.
How do you not?
And just sitting there on the, you know what I mean? Like
How do
10
you
game
not cash
parlays.
that out early?
Unless he didn't do
Yeah,
a
no
mobile thing.
kidding.
Maybe it was just a
Yeah.
ticket,
No,
though.
it was on FanDuel.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, FanDuel Mobile.
Man.
He probably had a cash out offer of $100,000.
I mean, you're getting down to the last
For a
game, and if
dime.
they're offering you $500-600 on your 10 cents, how do you not take that?
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. That's hard not to go to.
That's insane.
Because then you work your ass off all day, and then you lose game 10, and you're just like, well, what the fuck?
Honey,
Yeah,
I
I mean-
lost a dime.
Yeah. But it's like, it feels like you lost $1
But why
million.
not? But why not throw $1 on that? Like if you're gonna throw 10 cents, why
Yeah.
not just throw $1? Like,
Well,
come
some
on.
people like get down to they bet all weekend and then they're down to the 10 cents left that they
Yeah,
won on like a
that's true.
DraftKings
That is true.
contest, and they throw it on a parlay.
I always make the last parlay like $68.84.
That's right. Yeah, they equal it out so you don't have that problem.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk some fantasy football today. Fantasy playoffs. Let's see
We do have a fantasy question over on Twitter.
what we got.
So, Standard League need 2 running backs and a flex between Dobbins, Duke, Singletary, DeAndre Washington, and Juju.
the fuck is DeAndre Washington?
I'd actually play DeAndre Washington, and I'd probably play Duke.
Running back
Yeah,
and a
two
flex.
running backs.
Yeah, because
2
Yeah,
running backs
definitely-
and a flex.
And
Definitely
for the
play
flex, I'd play Juju.
Definitely play Duke today because David Johnson's out with COVID, so he's gonna get the haul of the carries there.
Devin
then-
Singletary hasn't been doing much for the Bills. They've been going pretty heavy with Zach Moss.
Yeah, and they just don't have a very effective running game. I mean, Josh
Well,
Allen's the team's leading
especially
rusher,
against
isn't
the
he?
Steelers this week.
Yeah, the Steelers is definitely a tough matchup, but Devin Singletary is going to be the bell cow there because Zach Moss fumbled last week, so they're going to give him the bulk of the duties. But I still like Dobbins and Johnson, and then
Do you?
yeah, if Zook says go
Well-
with DeAndre Washington, go with DeAndre. Who is that? Who does he play?
Yeah, I
for?
don't even
He
know who
is on the Dolphins. He's going to get all the carries today because Gaskin's
Oh,
out.
oh,
They
he's
There's our
traded
guy.
for
There's our
him.
guy right
Gotcha.
there.
There it is.
I think they gave up a 7th round pick or a 6th round pick to get him from the Raiders about a month or two ago when Gaskin
Yeah.
sprained the MCL.
If it's a standard league, go through running backs. That's what
he's
what I
only
would do.
4,000 on DraftKings right now. So
Interesting.
go check
Who's
that out.
Miami playing? Kansas City.
Kansas City. They don't have a great run
They
defense.
don't have a defense. no.
Yeah. So,
They got
Even though
they
it's
got-
the standard league, though, you still got to play Juju in the flex, don't you?
well,
no,
not
in the
really.
flex you can in the flex you can play. I would play 3 running backs because
Really?
because Juju's been the go-to guy recently, but
Juju's
anyone,
by far the best player out of anybody he mentioned.
He's the
Yeah,
best player,
he-
but
yeah,
there's
he
too
is.
many
J-
weapons in Pittsburgh right now.
there's too many weapons there in Pittsburgh. Chase Claypool could any week be the guy that they go to the entire time, and J.K. Dobbins had a great week last week. Finally showed up, and
He
then
did.
again with Duke Johnson, and then again I would go Washington because the KC line isn't that great. They have the one good guy, Chris. What's his face?
Chris, what's his face? He's
Chris Jones.
pretty good.
Chris Jones.
That's
thank
Mr.
you.
Mrs. What's his face. His kid.
Right.
I would imagine that Trey White will be on Juju as well, so that'll be a tough matchup for him today.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. I do have kind of a dilemma. So I brought Zeke back. Benny Snell did not do nothing last week. 4 points.
Way to go, Ben.
Benny
Ooh,
Snell.
that's a tough one. Bernard or Taylor PPR.
Bernard or Taylor?
Man, I would probably go Taylor.
Yeah, he's
Bernard.
probably gonna get the bulk of the carries again.
I've had Bernard for even with mixing out here for the past few weeks, and Bernard was good when Burrow was playing, but once they made the quarterback change after Burrow went down, Bernard hasn't done shit. So I would probably go Taylor, even though that's probably
Gio.
Naheem Hines' backfield right now. But Taylor gets those like goal line shit when they do that.
Dude, I'm
screen.
pretty sure. Let me check this.
He got
I
me- he
think
got me 10
Jonathan
last
Taylor's done very well lately.
Yeah,
and
you
they're
gotta-
playing the Raiders, who have a terrible defense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
Probably
do.
go
We saw
Taylor
that
in that
last
one.
week.
Yeah, 21 fantasy points last week against the Houston Texans.
yeah. All Houston's run D sucks. So.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
they're
do.
terrible. I believe they're
Uh,
actually dead last.
So I'm starting Panthers defense against Denver over Ravens against Cleveland. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yes.
Okay. Panthers I have like a sneaky good defense
Yeah,
from time to time.
Panthers are. I mean, and it's Drew Lock, so he's liable to throw 2 picks, and you get one of those run back for a touchdown. So
That's Nick's
His
been really
left
just
tackle's
destroying
out
Drew
today
Lock.
too.
Is he really?
Yeah, Garrett Bowles is out. Tested negative for COVID, but out with an illness, I think. So
I think Drew needs just another year to figure it out.
Yeah, he'll be fine. He'll figure it out.
He's a-
And it's
he's
always there's always an excuse, right?
He's only in year
I'm
2.
out.
We're good. You're out on the lock train.
I'm out on
Drew
him.
Lock.
I'm not. Give him one more year.
So Panthers have 33 fantasy points combined in the last 2 weeks before their bye. So against Detroit and Minnesota. I don't know. I think they could do something. I can't trust the Ravens today against Cleveland. Like I think they could dominate. I really do. Like that spread's pretty close. But Cleveland, like
It's a good spot.
You know how good
it's a
Cleveland
good
is.
spot for the Ravens. But even I think it's a really good spot for the Ravens with the performance that Cleveland put up over Tennessee. People, again, recency bias always happens, and a little high on Cleveland. I thought that was a fluke game for Tennessee.
well, and the thing about some of these
It better
games
be.
today too is it's huge for wild card implications because you have the Ravens at 7-5. They need this game. Cleveland currently sitting in the 5th seed, the first wild card at 9-3. Then you have the Colts and the Raiders. They'll both likely be fighting for a wild card spot. So yeah, I mean, there's huge games today between teams head to head that are fighting for a spot in the playoffs. Like even Minnesota and Tampa Bay, they're within a game of each other. So huge games today.
yeah, there are.
well,
Yeah.
it's funny because if the playoffs were to start today, Tennessee and Cleveland would play each other.
God, what a weird
Get a
year.
little-
What a
That-
weird.
Get a little
The
rematch.
Bills Steelers tonight will be a big one for playoffs too. Both teams can clinch today along with the Packers, but the Bills need a lot of help in order to do it. But just
Can they
for
clinch the-
seeding,
Is this for
purposes.
division? Clinch their division?
no, just to clinch a playoff spot.
Gotcha.
The Chiefs can clinch their division today.
Yeah, they already clinched the spot, right? They just
Yeah.
haven't clinched the division.
Right.
Okay. So, who do you guys think wins the NFC East? Giants or the Washington football team?
Giants are on fire
am-
right now.
Football
They're
team.
like
on a
them?
roll. I do.
Thank you, Big Web.
Daniel Jones. is-
Hashtag analysis.
Hey, no problem. Hey, no problem.
Giants are the favorite right now, but there's value on the football team.
Daniel
So
Jones is
I'll go-
also back today for the Giants. by
I
the
will
way.
go. I will go. With
I don't
football
know, man. The Washington
Four-
football team.
Four games to play. I'll make the prediction now. For football
I
team.
feel like the
This division
Giants are
winner.
getting so much press recently, and I still think they stink.
Yeah,
That's
no.
what
The
happens
Giants have
when
a,
you beat Seattle in Seattle.
It's
the
right.
Giants have a tougher schedule to finish the season than the football team does. So, that's why just strength of schedule wise.
Yeah, who would have thought the
at this
NFC
moment-
least last week gets road wins against the Steelers and the
No
Seahawks?
shit. I
Wow.
know. That whole division's turned topsy turvy since the beginning of the year. Absolutely. I mean,
Topsy-turvy.
it's
I
all
mean, the-
shit.
Yeah.
Spell that
The,
one.
the Giants have the Cardinals today, the Browns, the Ravens, and the Cowboys. You can't tell me they're going better than 2-2 in that.
They probably won't.
If not one, if not 1-3. The only one I see them winning is against Dallas, and then Washington's schedule. I'm gonna pull it up here because they have a much easier schedule than the Giants do. Let's see who they got. Washington football team schedule. So they got the Niners today. I actually think they can win that Niners game, and then they got the Seahawks, which is tough. Panthers and the Eagles. So shit, football team could fuck around and go 3-1 there.
I think they could also easily go 1-3.
Yeah. Here's my hot take.
They could. Yeah. They could.
Right now, is Alex Smith the best quarterback in the NFC East? Right now.
No, Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones.
Think about it. He's better than Andy Dalton. Daniel Jones is the only one I was thinking of. He's
I would say he's
Dak
better than
Prescott's
Daniel
hurt.
Jones.
Well, Colt McCoy started last week.
Philadelphia doesn't have a quarterback right
yeah,
now.
yeah. And
Jalen
Carson
Hurts.
Wentz has been brutal. I
Hey,
think Alex
the-
Smith might be the best quarterback in the NFC East right
Nah,
now.
I
At the
think-
end of the day, Jalen Hurts
His-
might be your guy.
Maybe.
His veteran presence, he has that veteran mindset that works late in ball games, especially if they're playing from behind, that he can get them back into it. But I still think Daniel Jones is probably more of a talent than Alex Smith is. Also in Philadelphia said they're hanging on to Carson Wentz right now. I think mainly because he doesn't really have any value. But I still think that'll change.
God, I'd love to see him.
They
in another
can't get rid of
uniform.
him because of the
Really
money.
would.
I think that's the biggest factor.
I think everybody
Yeah.
wants to see him on another team just to see if he's really got
Yeah,
it. So
they
I think
they
he
do,
does,
but you just need a team to take on that contract, and you'll probably see that too after some teams go and miss out on the playoffs or lose in the playoffs. For instance, the Colts behind Phil. Once they lose in the playoffs, they will then probably be interested, more willing to take on that salary or salary of another QB that isn't Phillip Rivers.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'd love to see him, and unfortunately, I think Stafford's going somewhere else too. But I'd love to see Carson Wentz get a shot somewhere else. I do
would
think
love
he's
to
a good
see all this
quarterback.
QB movement.
It's fun.
It's going to be a wild offseason.
We
on
had a
that.
wild QB movement this last year with Rivers
Yeah.
going to the Colts, Cam Newton with the Patriots. Like we've had
Brady to the Bucks.
Brady to the Bucks. How did I
Newton
forget that?
to the
How is that my
Patriots.
third one? Yeah, it's like wild, but it could be even
And Herbert
crazier
and
next
Burrow.
year. Yeah, and Herbert.
A lot of
and-
QBs injured too.
Yeah, and the whole thing in Miami between Tua and Fitzpatrick and just
Dak going down.
wild. Yeah, Andy Dalton. If anybody thought Andy Dalton would be the main
Burrow
quarterback for
going
the
down.
Cowboys, you know,
Herbert.
somebody put a $500 bet on him to win NFL MVP. It would have paid out
Yeah,
like
I saw that.
250 grand preseason. They put a $500 bet. It's like burning $5, or it's like wiping your ass with $500 and just throwing it in the toilet. Like, what are you
That's
doing?
just-
Yeah.
Just like, what- okay, first of all, if Dalton does get the job, which he guessed right there, Dak got hurt. How in the hell do you think he's going to be the best quarterback in the NFL at any point? I don't know. Wild. All right, let's go to standings from last week. So three-way tie for first. You got Big Web, Zook, and Nick all with the crown. 4 and 3 overall in that one.
Yeah, that's what we do. Just keep consistent.
Yeah.
Not the
Wins,
most
wins.
spectacular crown week, but we're all crawling along.
Yeah.
Wins.
Nobody's going to dance around with it at 4 and 3, but what the hell?
Y'all got one. I go 2 and 5. I mean, just another week, another deal. I'd like to thank Arizona for screwing up my double up. I'd like to thank Chicago for giving up the late lead.
That's your problem. You got to quit doubling up on these teams, man. You got burned every time.
Oh, you just wait till later. Don't worry.
Oh shit!
Here we go.
Here he goes. He's tripling down this week, just trying to lock of the century.
Yeah, we'll see.
0 and 3.
We'll see. Zook is first place right now. Still, he is at 51 and 40. He is up on Nick by 1 game. Nick is 50 and 41. Big Web 42, 48 and 1. And me, we won't worry about it.
36 and 55.
36 and 55.
Thank you, Tolly.
So again, we picked through playoffs. The race for last, I believe I am 7 games back, 6.5 games back of Big Web. So again, we say this every week. If I keep going 2 and 5, it doesn't really matter. But I still have a mathematical shot at catching Big Web and not getting last. So
And I'm 7 games outside of second.
yeah, but we don't worry about that. We worry about where I'm at
You got,
as far as getting
you
last.
got playoffs too. You got playoffs too.
Yeah, playoffs. You got plenty of games.
Playoffs?
Plenty of time. Plenty of time. It's only week 14. Let's go. Okay, well, let's get into some picks today, gentlemen. So we have.
You got to go over the CBS sports thing, so you didn't do it last week for all listeners too.
There you go. Thank you, Nick. Let me pull that up on my phone real quick.
I am number 1 by 2 games. So I'm just-
Are you? Oh,
that's why he
that's why you want
brings
to
it
bring it
up.
up. Gotcha. Okay. See, it's never been a problem before.
Sherping, the football expert, is in line for the jersey currently, though. He is number 2.
And Chirping's not chirping about it like Nick is.
Let's take a look. So yeah, Nick is in first with 105. Sherping second with 103. Again, the host cannot win the NFL jersey, so Sherping is in line for that. Amanda's in third, tied with Lulu at 101. Joe Tolley is at 100. He's in fifth. Laura also in fifth with 100. Jeff Larson's 99. Big Web 98. Mark Hessler 97 and Zook 97. They're both tied for ninth. Let's see, do some scrolling. There's me. I got 92. And I think I'm last on the panel. I did not see Tolley there.
I'm right behind you.
Oh, you're 91. Okay. So there you go. If anything couldn't be better, at least I'm beating somebody in this show on something. You know what I mean? Like that makes me feel a little bit better. So Tolley is 91. So there you go.
I
So-
tell you what, regarding the CBS picks, I can't wait till the Thursday night games go away because I think I've forgotten to pick the Thursday night game on CBS the last month straight.
Oh, have you really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
never
you're
pick
still
it.
beating
That's not
me?
helping your record.
Yeah. That's
I
crazy.
would
That
like
is
to point
not
out,
helping
TJ, you were number 1 in that last year,
I
and I
know.
was number 2. So that's just how messed up this year is.
You and me are both picking similar. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, as much as Tolley talks shit, he's probably picking the same games I am. So
yeah, no, he
technically-
definitely is. He talks a ton of shit over there and doesn't have to pick any
Yeah.
of the games on the air.
Yeah.
Till
And
next year.
What's
He just
funny
goes,
is
"Oh, that's a bad pick."
when he's on a panel next year, I can't wait to see him eat some damn jelly beans on the air, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
we can see how
Yeah,
funny it
there
is
you go.
then.
There you go.
See how much shit he talks at that point. We will have a punishment for me. It was a busy week, a lot of things going on. Didn't figure it out, so get off my ass. We'll figure it out. We'll
Something's
do
coming.
something next week. I'm sure I'll have to double up, the trend I'm going. So we'll make something happen. Okay, so everybody that's been waiting for my bad picks will get going right here. So we'll go through some of the games. Tolly, the first one, I lost my place. Would you like to tell us what the matchup is?
KC, Miami. I believe the Chiefs are -7.
KC in Miami and Chiefs -7, not 7.5.
I refuse to pick without the music.
Okay, so
See if we had any.
Thank you, Big Web. I love it.
I'm sitting in
Late
your chair,
line
Zook. I
movement.
had to go that way.
Currently sitting at 7. The over/under is locked and not available to bet on.
All right,
wait,
boys.
really?
Yes.
Wait, what is it? What?
Over/under's not available to bet on?
Say what? Where's that
Weird.
going?
I haven't seen that yet.
No.
It's at 50, but
It's probably
something,
updating.
something's going on because it's moving right now. Yeah, no, they took it off DraftKings right now.
The over/under is now 84 points.
They've been taking off Illinois games too. You couldn't have Illinois Mizzou action last night.
Lucky for you.
Yeah, no shit.
Tell you what, boys, in this contest here, I mean, you got Kansas City down at Miami. The running back's out for Miami, but I'm going with this Washington guy and keeping it going down there. I think it's going to be a close football game, but I think the Chiefs are going to squeak it out. Give me the Chiefs.
We'll go to Zook.
I like the Chiefs in this one, Big Web. I got to disagree with you. I know that the Chiefs didn't cover last week. I think the Dolphins are a good football team, but I think the Chiefs are in a different class, and I think that they're going to humble the Dolphins. Chiefs have been playing really, really good football lately. They're starting to get into that rhythm offensively, and I think the Dolphins with the ground game very hampered by the injury to Myles Gaskin and Salvon Ahmed out with a shoulder. So I think that they're going to struggle today. Give me the Chiefs. I love that this is -7. I think we had a hook in there, and
There
now
was.
it's just we can push with a touchdown. So I love that.
Nick?
Yeah, the hook was causing me to think a little bit about the Miami Dolphins there, but I went with the Chiefs last week as my lock. That did not happen. They should have covered that game, but they weren't able to. I think they covered the 7 today down in Miami. Patty Mahomes, that offense, it's gonna be too much. Can't keep up with how quick they roll.
Interesting, because didn't you have Miami earlier?
He did.
I started with Miami, with the hook, but then it moved. So
Okay.
So did I.
God, I want to take the Lion just to have some fun, but I like Kansas City too. Seven seems like the perfect number for that. Like Zook said, I'll take the push on a touchdown. I don't mind that at all. I just think I think they have a chance to win this game by 2 touchdowns, but Miami's sneaky. They're really a strange team. They got a really good defense from time to time. Their offense figures it out, and Kansas City could be down by 20, but I don't think it'll happen. I think they'll get it done. I think they'll do what they're supposed to do, and Miami won't have the offensive power. So I'll also take the Chiefs in this one. Tolly, what do we got next?
We have Green Bay, Detroit. It was at -8.5 this morning.
Gentlemen, the line's going in my favor here. If Detroit can get the run game going, that's an if. If they get the run game going, they can cover this game. But if it gets to a big passing race back and forth, they're going to lose that to Green Bay. I'm betting that they get that running game going against that friendly Packer defense. Give me Detroit here in the points.
Nick? Or
Zook.
Zook, sorry.
Okay. I'll take the Green Bay Packers. Got to carry the G. So I hate the number. It's super ugly. Most weeks I would have picked the Lions, but the Packers have kind of covered these spreads over the course of the years. So the run defense has tightened up a little bit. They're still absolutely embarrassing. If DeAndre Swift goes for 200 and a couple of touchdowns, I won't be surprised. But I think the Packers offense is going to be too much for Matt Patricia's defense. This game, since Matt LaFleur has been hired, the one in Detroit, it's been close every single time. So I don't have a good feeling about it, but I'm going to take the Packers, and I think they'll come out motivated to clinch a postseason berth, to get a dub over the Lions. I think they'll win by 2 scores.
Nick?
Yeah, this is where these wins are a little bit more important for seeding purposes late in the season. Jeff Okudah out today for Detroit. Kenny Galladay out. DeAndre Swift in. So that, like I said, the running game lines are very liable to go out and really pound DeAndre Swift the whole time and move that clock and keep it close. But I think Aaron Rodgers late in the season is hard to bet against. If the Lions cover this, I'll tip my cap, but give me the Packers.
Am I the only one on the Lions today?
I'm on the Lions.
You're on the Lions too? Okay. 9.5 is a big number, 7.5.
Keep talking. It goes up every time you say it.
DraftKings says 9.5
You know,
right here.
Did they already change it a whole point
it
this
says
morning?
plus 9.5 right now.
I'll tell you what,
looking at it.
10.5 is a crazy number for that game.
I see Detroit plus 9.5. So are we getting that, or
We'll change it to 9.5.
I'll give it to you.
everybody else staying the same then? I know Big
Yeah,
Web
9.5.
is.
I'll
take
stay.
9.5. Hell yeah.
Nick, I guess you're staying with Green Bay?
Yep.
They win by 9. I'm gonna be mad.
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and take the Lions plus 9.5. I thought about it at 7.5. Galladay's still out today. That scares me a little bit. Stafford's a little banged up, but they usually seem to play up to the Packers. Most of the time, they get the job done. I think the Packers are going to try to run the ball a lot with Jones today. Get it going. If they get the run game going, the play action sets up. I think the Lions are in trouble. I don't think they win the game, but I think 9.5 is a pretty big number. So I'll take the Lions and go with Dad on that one.
Big number for a road divisional game. I will say that.
It is, yeah. And the Lions still have an offense from time to time, even without Galladay. It's just, it's the Packers. They play up to division foes usually. So unless you play against the Bears in Week 1, apparently. So Tally, what do you got next one?
We have Steelers against Buffalo. Buffalo was minus 2.5 this morning before the show.
I got them plus 2.5 right here on. Steelers plus 2.5 on DraftKings.
Boys, we have what I call two excellent football games for Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football this week. Pittsburgh at Buffalo tonight. That's a tough game to pick, but it's going to be entertaining as hell. All right, Pittsburgh's got all year linebacker troubles. Bush is out, Dupree's out. Now Spillane, the backup's even out. I think that's going to cause trouble for Pittsburgh's defense. I think Josh Allen's going to take advantage of that. Josh Allen's really starting to make something happen up there in Buffalo, and those fans love to get behind the quarterback like the big Jim Kelly days up there. Give me Buffalo in this game, and they're going to start to roll.
Zook.
I think the Steelers are the pick here. I've been opposite of Big Web this week, but give me the 11-1 football team plus 2.5. I think that this is a team that honestly is relieved to lose and doesn't have the 16-0 hanging over them. Like, it felt like Mike Tomlin in that locker room could just breathe a little easier. It felt like they actually had a weight lifted off their shoulders after being defeated by the Washington football team. So I'm going to go ahead and take the Steelers here. I think they're going to come out and play pissed off against the Bills. They're 11-1. They want to prove that they're still the legit top dogs in the AFC. They haven't really been getting a whole lot of respect, as evidenced here by being underdogs in this Bills game. I think the defensive front for the Steelers, that defensive line, TJ Watt should be the defensive player of the year, and I think that they're going to give Josh Allen some trouble.
Nick.
Yeah, this line is exactly where it needs to be, and I'm glad the Steelers lost last week. So it made the exact point. No pressure on the 16-0 season. Yes, they are injured, but anytime you can get a team, an 11-1 team at plus money, I will take the Steelers all day long.
I'm going to agree with them. I'm going to take Pittsburgh on this one. I think I'll give Dad Buffalo with the island. I think Pittsburgh also will play pissed off. I think getting 2.5 for an 11-1 team is wild. I thought it would honestly be a pick 'em, so I'm kind of happy that it's going this way. It's not the full 3, what you want, but I like Pittsburgh today, plus 2.5. Tally, do you have the next one?
It is Baltimore minus 2.5 against Cleveland.
There's the other one, boys. That's going to be a great game Monday night. In Week 1, the Ravens just totally slammed the Browns.
It's at 3. It's at 3 now.
The 3? What? Huh?
Ravens minus 3 according to DraftKings right now.
Okay, gotcha. So, they tore up the Browns in Week 1, 38-6, but the Browns are a much better football team now. They're starting to gel, make it happen. I know the Ravens got the 2 big guys back on the inside, but is Campbell healthy? We don't really know that. He was limping around pretty good at the end of the last game. Jackson's going to need to pass the football. I think Cleveland's going to be able to defend that. Give me Cleveland here.
Zook.
I'm opposite again, Big Web. I like the Ravens
There
minus
we go.
3. What did Baker have? 4 first-half touchdown passes last week?
I think so. Yep.
Ravens defense ain't the Titans defense. They are going to be all over him like, what, shit on a pig, Big Web?
Why
So
not?
give me
Shit
the
on a
Ravens.
pig. What?
Shit on a pig. Again, a nice spot for the Ravens.
White on rice, maybe.
That's what I was thinking. Not shit on a pig, but
Some questions after all the COVID stuff and being off for so much with Lamar, but he showed up last week, and to my dismay, Dallas Cowboys can't kick fucking field goals. And I like the Ravens here. I think again another recency bias is why we're not seeing the spread be higher is because of what Cleveland was able to do. This opened at -1, which is where I got it and bet on it early in the week.
Nice.
I figured it would move in the Ravens' favor because of that Monday night performance. So just need a Ravens W today. But yeah, give me the Ravens even with the line movement going not in my favor.
yeah, I'd still believe the Browns are a good football team. They kind of proved it last week against Tennessee. But then again, Tennessee's also an up and down roller coaster. So I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens here too. I think 3's too low in that one.
Wow.
Island.
And we'll give Dad an island again with the
Island
Browns.
City.
So I'd rather give him the island with the Browns. It doesn't really excite me that much to have him. I'm not worried. Let's
take
just say that I'm not too worried about that.
Take them.
So I'll take Baltimore. Tally, what's the next one?
The Toilet Bowl, Dallas -3 against Cincinnati.
Boys, I
Yuck.
tell you what, Cincinnati did stay in the game last week against the Dolphins somewhat, but Dalton has a little something to prove in this football game. He's got too many deep weapons. Look for CeeDee Lamb to have a big, big day. Give me Dallas here on the road.
Zook.
Big Web, we're opposite again. I'm going to go ahead and take the Bengals.
I'll tell you what, I see
don't
you
like
tightening it up
I mean,
against those
this-
top two.
I think when I texted the group chat my pick, I literally put in the chat because I hate this. I mean, the toilet bowl late in the year it's just a tough one, guys. But I'll go ahead and take the Bengals plus the 3 points. I just couldn't lay 3 with the Cowboys on the road. I don't know. I just couldn't do it. It's Andy Dalton versus old teams, so maybe you got the whole revenge game narrative going on. But Mike Nolan's defense is like one-ply toilet paper. I think the Bengals should be able to cover the spread.
Nick.
Yeah, I'm with Zook on this one. Going here with Cincinnati. Don't really have a whole reason for it. I just dogs seem to do better in these games. Seems like a safer bet here. Two shitty teams. Hey, maybe Dallas shows up and able to kick field goals today. But yeah, I just can't lay the 3 with Dallas here either.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going to take
Island.
No, I'm going to take Dallas. I am. I'm going to take Dallas. I hope Zeke can get it going a little bit for the fantasy team today. I really don't have much else to say about the game. I hate both teams. Burrow is the only reason you like watching the Bengals. They don't excite me at all. They're not going to score enough points. I think Dallas will get a couple in the end zone, and we'll cover it. Cover to the 3. So give me the Dallas Cowboys in this one. And that brings us to our Dogs of the Week.
Boys, for my dog of the week, I am taking the JETS Jets. Tally, how many points am I getting?
Let's take a look. The New York Jets are getting 16.
16, boys. Give me
16
all
points.
16 of those points. I did hear that there's a couple players, 3 actually, linemen coming back for Seattle. I don't give a crap. Give me the Jets and the points here. They played football last week. They're going to play football this week. And Seattle's a sputtering nothing. Thank you.
It's like a statement. Thank you.
Nick, can you go first? I gotta pick mine still.
I'm looking. TJ, we'll go to you. We had a late line
Oh
movement
my
on the
goodness,
Chargers,
I
so we're
texted you both before the show. I say your dog is no longer a dog. Pick a
Well,
new
there's
one.
like no dogs that I like this.
Or an hour later, still nothing.
That's
all right.
the problem.
Tolly, who did you
Good
pick?
producing.
That's what I thought.
It's all,
Well, that's because I'm like, if there's a good spot for a dog, I'm already picking the favorite.
All right, I know who I'm going to go with. I
All
don't like it, but I know who I'm going to go with. I'm going to take the Minnesota Vikings plus 7 points. I'm getting 7, right? What's the line there?
let's see. Minnesota, looking for it. They're getting 6.5 against Tampa.
Oh, fuck me. I don't know. I'm going to take Philly plus 7.5. Do I still get 7.5 there?
Let's take a look here. Philly, you're getting Where the hell is Philly? There it is, 7.5 against the Saints.
Give me the Philadelphia Eagles, 7.5.
You seem really excited about it.
He is.
I'm gonna go with the football team +3 against the Niners today. I don't
Confident
love that.
picks.
I thought
Very
about
confident.
I thought about the +16 with New York, but I don't know, man. Seattle.
No, yeah, I can't do it.
Looking at +8 against the Jags, against the Titans, but I think they're gonna
Also
come
couldn't
back.
touch +3 with the Giants. Could not touch +1 with the Bears. No,
I'm-
You
thank
got +half with the Bears, basically
Yeah.
pick them. But
No,
you
thank you.
I'm
you
surprised
Still get a half.
That's a
none of
weird.
you jumped on the Jets with Big Web +16 against the Seattle team and just lost
I
to
think
the
they
Giants.
could lose by
Thank you,
30.
Tyler.
They could
I-
get
Thank you,
destroyed.
Tyler.
They don't
I-
want to win.
The Jets covered against Kansas City.
They don't want to
That-
win.
That
Tyler's-
game could be 24-0 at halftime.
Tyler's
don't
drinking the
think so.
Kool-Aid. Don't let him talk you out of it.
I
Tyler.
got you, Big Web. Them,
Thank you.
Buffalo,
Um,
we're all in on Big Web this week.
Beautiful.
I'm going football team.
Speaking of being all in on Buffalo, I'm doubling down on the Steelers today. I'm going to take the Steelers
my
as my
God.
dog in this one. So
Can't wait for that punishment
you
next
can't
week.
give the 11-1 Steelers any points. What are you doing? What are you doing giving them points? I don't care if they're in Buffalo. I don't give a shit. They're going to win the game, and they're going to cover the 2.5. It's just icing on the cake. Double
Third
it up.
game in 12 days.
And I tell you right now, I thought about tripling up on them, and I'm not, but I thought about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, no charge for that pick. There is
No charge for that. I
pick
love
right
the
there.
That's
Steelers.
free.
Love
There
the
it is.
Steelers.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
L-O-V-E.
No charge. That's our Christmas
All
gift to you
capitals.
right there, boys and girls.
Love
Merry
Is
Christmas.
it too late for me to
Steelers.
get on the Bills?
Could not possibly love the Steelers anymore.
Oh, wait.
Okay, if I lose
Nick.
this one, it is officially a curse. I'll tell
All
you
of
that
Bill's
right now.
Mafia
Saucy.
thanks
That
you,
was
TJ.
saucy.
Yeah.
That makes me.
So you're welcome, Bills fans. Maybe. All right. We
You're
move
welcome,
to
Bills fans. Maybe.
Aces of the week. Sponsored by Aces Wild.
My ace of the week, gentlemen, is the Tennessee Titans, who screwed me last week, but they came back really, really strong within a touchdown. Give me the Titans to win today.
Zook.
I tell you what, guys, I was struggling with who to pick for this one. I was on the Titans at first too, but I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to actually take the Carolina Panthers
Ooh, I like
to
that
cover
pick.
4 points
Yeah.
against the Denver Broncos today. Like I mentioned, left tackle Garrett Bowles is out. They were just, it was a terrible showing. The last couple weeks, I just feel like their offense has been sputtering. Drew Lock has really been struggling. I'm going to go ahead and take the Carolina Panthers, who I think are pretty well coached, in a good weather game down south. This is a long road trip for Denver.
Nick.
I'm also flipping off Tennessee because the line moved from 6.5 all the way up to like 8.5. And
guys
so
will be
I am going to go with,
We were all on Tennessee at first.
we were. It's a big line movement. Jaguars, I don't know. They might win that football game outright by chance. But I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals on the road against the New York Football Giants. Yes, Daniel Jones is coming back today, but Kenyon Drake, DeAndre Hopkins, and Larry Fitzgerald are all active. I just think Kyler needs to win this ball game.
Yeah, the Cardinals have screwed me up a ton. I thought about that
They
one.
screwed me up a ton too.
Remember how I said I wasn't going to triple up on the Pittsburgh Steelers?
Yeah.
You're right, I'm not. I'm going to take the Chargers in this one, -1. I was thinking about doubling up on them when they were +1, but they're playing the Atlanta Falcons. And they got embarrassed last week. They got shut out by the New England Patriots. I mean,
Sure
just
did.
embarrassed. So, you know, their record doesn't show how good of an offense they
Like that
have.
pick.
I think that they're going to light them up today. I think the Chargers are going to win this game by 2 touchdowns. Take the over because they're definitely going to score. Atlanta's going to score a little bit, but they should light them up. So I'm going to take the Chargers as my ace of the week.
You know, I considered the Chargers as my ace too, and then I saw there were 3-9, and I was like, I cannot ace a 3-9.
You know how many games that the Chargers have lost in
So I'm
the
going to
fourth
ace a
quarter?
4-8 team
A
instead.
lot. You're right. You're right. Make it a little bit more justified, right?
The Falcons have also lost a lot of games in the fourth quarter too. So this might be just a shit show down the line. Steelers
could
are
be.
dead. Can't run the ball.
SMH, bad pick.
Let's see. Yeah. Ryan says Steelers are dead. Can't run the ball. SMH, bad pick.
Dude, hey, listen. The public is all over the Bills.
Bills all the way. Wow, they hate the Steelers.
Well, so Paul's also a
Hate
Bills
the
fan.
Ball.
Paul is
Hate
from
the-
Buffalo,
He
so
is.
I mean,
Hate
that-
the
yeah.
fuck out of the public today. The Sharps are all over this +2.5 for the
Yeah.
Steelers.
Gio.
Let's see. Amanda says Tolly picks Thor as his dog. Oh, that's your
Yeah.
actual dog, right?
Yes, it is.
Let's see. Murray says play Curtis Samuel or Giovanni Bernard against the weak Dallas run D. What do you guys think?
Gio.
Take Gio.
Yeah,
By the way, that
Tolly-
reminds me, I never told you guys my fantasy conundrum that I want you to weigh
Yeah,
on.
what
in on.
is your conundrum?
So I obviously have Gaskin out, but here's who I'm between to put back in. And the Gio is one of them, which that's what reminded me. I got Gio. I have Hines or Dobbins. Right now I have Gio in the lineup.
Gio Hines, or Dobbins?
Dobbins.
Gio Hines
And you
or
only got one
Dobbins.
spot for one
I
of
don't.
those?
I don't like that.
One
I don't
spot.
like that.
Oh, God.
Who's Indy playing?
Indy is playing the Raiders.
I'm sitting Hines today. I'll let you know. I'm starting
Yeah, me
Mike
too.
Williams over Hines today. So
Honestly, I kind of like Dobbins, but
yeah, Dobbins has been getting a lot of opportunities too. They've been throwing him
I
in
don't know,
the
man.
ball a ton.
last week was Dobbins coming out party. I think they're gonna keep.
He only had 11
going.
carries.
But isn't the Browns running defense not terrible? Like I don't know.
No, it's good. It's top 10.
So then I would stick with where you're at then. I don't know.
Man, Gio just ugh.
It's not
He has been
he's not good,
been
but-
bad. He has been bad. But he's gonna have the entire load to himself. The Dallas Cowboys run defense
He
is an
does have the
absolute
big load.
embarrassment. I kept thinking from like checking in on that TV, like whenever I do glance over at a Bengals game, that Samaje Perine, is that his name, has
Yeah.
been taking
Yeah.
some of his carries. But I looked at deeper into the stats. He only had like three, 4 carries last week. So
You get some of
it's
those
still
like
Gio's
third
thing.
down goal line shit as a change of pace, and sometimes Hawks the TD, but
Yeah, that's what you got to watch out for. But I don't know. I just
pretty much only. at the goal
I would
line.
have gone with Dobbins if the matchup was a little bit more favorable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, Dobbins has been good, but you're right. That's not an ideal matchup for him. So I don't know. All right. Well, let us know if you have any last minute fantasy questions. You can always tweet us at From the 50 on Instagram, here on Facebook, obviously at From the 50 Show. Before we wrap it up, Big Web has his best bets of the week.
Gentlemen and ladies, we are full transparency here, 1,600 down. But here we go. We're throwing 100 out at them
Yikes.
today. We got the Jets. Hey, full
Yikes.
transparency, man. We're not messing around here. I'm not hiding shit. Someone goes, "Oh, we're so fucking great." They don't tell us shit. We're down
Big Web, you
$1,600.
could buy 3
Here we go.
PS5s with that.
We're honest. We're honest on this show. And here's an honest parlay for you. The Jets plus 14.5. Buffalo Bills plus 7.5. And the over 46.5 in the Chiefs Dolphins game.
46.5, Zook.
100.
Like that.
100 pays you 346. See if we can.
I
whittle
actually
down-
agree with all
whittle
4 of
down a
those,
little
Big
bit.
Web. I like it.
God bless you, sir.
I
Thank
like
you.
that a lot. I like that a lot. And then we were going to play this. So our guy, Scott Manziera, who's going to be joining the podcast family here in the next month, he's going to get his own show. We've talked about it on Brews a couple times. I think on From the 50. We had his Pick 'em, Shove 'em, Fade 'em segment that we planned on playing on the show. Video file is not working, so we will post that momentarily. So go online to Twitter and go to @FromThe50, and you can go ahead and watch his Pick 'em, Shove 'em, Fade 'em. Scott Manziera getting involved in From the 50 and Brews on the Balcony here very, very soon. All right, well, that's going to do it, boys. So again, follow us everywhere. Thanks for tuning in for Week 14. 2 weeks left of the regular season. We're getting